Every country in the world has two economies. Two. One that gets measured and one that gets lived in. The one you live in is... So often, the economy that gets measured looks fantastic. The one that gets lived in, not so much so. But the trick that hides the gap between those two economies is actually one of the simplest mathematical illusions in politics. So, have you ever noticed how every time a government minister is asked, how's the economy doing? They never say, half the country can't pay their bills, or your rent just went up again, sorry. No, they say, GDP is up, must be good. Averages are rising, must be good. Things are looking good, the GDP is growing. But here's the problem with that. GDP and the average are the two most misleading numbers in the entire economy because of this simple fact. If a multi-billionaire walks into a football stadium, the gross domestic product of everybody in that stadium, the average, goes up by billions. So the gross domestic product goes up by billions. So it looks like, my God, these people are the most productive football fans in the world. That's GDP. Or if you're looking at average, everyone's average income goes up by £1 million. Hey, I'm a millionaire. I don't even know how that happened. Man, stop that bold guy leaving the stadium. He's not allowed on his rocket ship. No, I'm back to 25 grand a year. Oh, fuck. And that's the trick. As long as the 1%, the richest, are earning more, the averages can go up forever, while essentially 99.9% of the rest of us stays exactly where we are. And GDP is even worse. Gross domestic product is basically the country shouting, look how busy I am. It doesn't care why it's busy. Like looking after somebody, being a caregiver or helping somebody out does not raise GDP. But if you go around all day punching people in the face and burning cars, that helps GDP. It gets the economy going. It doesn't actually measure anything that looks at human quality of life. I mean, that's one of the bad things about it. But also, it's just such a broad tool. It's no use. It doesn't tell you what's happening in the actual economy itself. It doesn't care who's getting the money. GDP says, essentially, fantastic, the economy is growing. Meanwhile, most people are actually struggling and disappearing under the numbers, invisible. That's all very good, Barry, but have you got anything to replace it? I mean, it's worked for years, for decades, all right? Just leave it be. Surely there's nothing better. Otherwise, something better would have been put in place, right? Wrong. There are two measures to improve it. Firstly, something called median real disposable income, which is the amount the middle person actually has to live on after tax, after rent, after inflation, and crucially, billionaires cannot distort it because it's the middle one. Secondly, the share of income going to the top 1%. If the top 1% are taking more and more of the national pie of income, you don't need a PhD to know the rest of us are getting smaller slices. And those two numbers together tell the whole story. How the typical person is doing and how much the rich are taking. Because right now, every serious inequality study is going bananas. Big red lights on the dashboard. Piketty, Saez, Zucman, the IMF, the World Bank, they're all in agreement, showing the same thing. The pie is growing, but the slice for the bottom 50% is shrinking. And when that happens, you get a country where the headline numbers say, great news, the economy is booming, but half the population can't afford a £500 emergency. We're not measuring the economy wrong. We're measuring the wrong economy. We're measuring the billionaire economy, which looks great. But the real economy, the one we actually live in, doesn't get measured. If we measure the real one, we'd fix it. But you can't fix what you're not willing to see. Don't make me look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look at the real economy, otherwise I'll have to share. All right.